Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's got better air quality than I've got right now. We're getting the smoke from the Canadian wildfires.
I know it's bad and I know it's wildfires, but there's all these memes on TikTok. Americans thanking Canada for trying to stage the evil out.
Yeah, they just
Uh,
lost a firefighter in Colorado that came down from Canada to help Colorado, and
yeah,
Trump's
he doesn't
threatening them
care.
because of, yeah.
He doesn't care. He's threatening them with tariffs. Like this idiot didn't learn the first 3,000 times. You know.
He got booed mightily at the FIFA games.
Hmm.
I felt bad for Jennifer Hudson. She did a wonderful job on the national anthem, as she did at Obama's library opening also. But as soon as she quit, they put him up on the screen and everybody started booing. So it had to be confusing for her. Like, are they booing me or are they booing America? What's going on?
Yeah.
No,
Why were they
it's
there?
why was he there?
Because
Yeah.
America's not in the World Cup anymore. We're already out.
He's there because he wanted to take a nap. So they took him on the what is it,
the senior outing.
the senior outing.
They're blaming him in the first place because there was some player that got taken out, or he was not fined, but whatever they call it. He had a penalty against him to where he can't play. Donald Trump intervened, and then next thing you know, America lost.
Mm-hmm. He's cursed. He's like the reversed Midas touch.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he touches turns to poop.
Everything.
Medusa, Johnny has always said he's Medusa.
I'm gonna put her on this wall eventually.
Like, don't look at him.
I'm looking for paintings now.
They're saying that the country hosting, the leader of that country, presents the World Cup. Watch him try to steal it. Watch him try to steal it like he bullied that lady to give him the peace prize. It wouldn't surprise me.
Every time they have him to the White House, wasn't it after hockey or something that he tried to take the trophy or something?
Yeah. How many? Yeah, he's taken so much stuff. It's like, and then remember when FIFA gave him that fake peace
prize?
award?
The
Oh
fight
my
the peace
God.
prize.
What a schmuck.
Roro is liking her catnip rainbow. Wow. Careful, you're going to claw mommy.
Put it down.
I did. Quick. She's about to go after me.
It's like me and a bowl of Cheetos.
It's my catnip. Well, Johnny, what you got going on? Any announcements?
A whole bunch of things, but none of them to do with YouTube. So no, nothing.
Life is busy.
Yeah, in a good way. So yeah. It is.
Becca, you got anything going on? Oh, look, you're dropping it in my lap.
No, I'm just here.
You and Braxy.
Yeah, I let her out because she started whining again. I fed her already, so it's not like she needs to eat because I fed her an hour ago. But, my allergies are kicking my ass. But, ooh, I'm telling you.
The time of year.
I know. Hey, I heard that they got rid of the daylight savings time now. Is that for real? For real?
I think it hadn't passed the Senate yet. I think it passed the House.
It passed the House.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering when that was going to start, when they plan to start implementing it.
They're, what they haven't been clear about is like, we should probably fall back. Otherwise, kids are going to be standing at bus stops in the dark, and that's
Yeah.
dangerous. Like there's more car accidents.
Yeah.
But the what I was hearing is we're going to stay on the spring forward time, which makes no sense. So
it's like a half daylight savings time. We only move it forward in spring and then forget about it in the fall.
yeah, it's like they're doing it wrong. They should do it the other way: fall back and stay there.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, wow.
they know they have, because they tried this in the 70s for 2 years. They know that there's more car accidents. There's more accidents with kids going to school and everything because they're
Mhm.
walking to the bus stop in the dark. I can't help you. You knocked it over there. Now maybe she'll settle down. She knocked her catnip off.
Mm.
But I have openings for readings in August. If anyone would like to book a reading with me, might be 1 or 2 still available at the end of July. JinlinTarot.com. Otherwise, I'm just trying to stay indoors and out of the smoke. It is really bad. I was telling Becca before we started, I was going over to my guitar teacher's to feed his cats. I was cat sitting, and it was still bright daylight, but everybody was driving with their lights on because it was so foggy and hazy you couldn't see. And the one red light in town, when I pulled up at the end of my street and I was looking to pull out on Main Street, the one red light in town is like 4 blocks from my street, and I couldn't see the red light. Normally I can see it fine. That's how hazy it was. It was like, wow. So take care of your lungs out there. It's hard to breathe.
I feel bad for the animals.
Yeah.
Poor things.
They have to go out. Here people don't leave their animals out because it's too cold in the winter.
No, I'm not talking about like pets. I'm talking about like wildlife and stuff.
Oh, wildlife.
Yeah. Or even, homeless animals like cats and dogs and stuff. Like I feel bad for them, especially the wildlife. So
it's been interesting this year. I noticed I haven't seen as many rabbits and I haven't seen as many coyotes.
Well, in other happy news, if I may, Seattle has a new mascot. His name is Jimothy. And it started when this lady in Seattle took a TikTok of this raccoon that was running around. And it doesn't look like a raccoon, you guys. It looks like a football. You've seen Jimothy, Johnny? It looks like a football with like twig legs or something. It's deformed. It has a
short spine.
Yeah, a short spine. And so Jimothy is now the new mascot in Seattle. So when they had the baseball game and they were doing the salmon run, Jimothy was out there running in the salmon. I'm like, this little animal has no idea he has brought so much joy to the entire state of Washington. He's the cutest little thing. Mm-hmm.
Well, I have for our thumbnail tonight Joe Biden laying on a leather couch eating ice cream because J.D. Vance said that he thought it was very sexual how Joe Biden ate ice cream.
Listen, so I'm gonna hold on here. Give me 1 second, Jen, before you go there. 1 second, because there was a picture of J.D. Vance in high school. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
That was J.D. Vance's high school picture.
He liked ice cream too. Jesus.
Yeah, he's a little chubby.
Look at that. James David Vance. I saw that and I said, that's the kind of guy that looks like he would put animals in the microwave for fun. And then his quote is to be a philosopher.
Is that obviously before he changed his name like 4 times?
Yeah, but in his quote from his yearbook, it says, hold on, to be a philosopher is to be a warrior whose weapon is reason. And people in the comment section were roasting him, and they're like, well, he must be fighting a duel with a very short blade. You know, like, but yeah, I mean, that guy, there's a part of me that feels bad because he has no sense of self. You know what I mean? Like, he's just an empty vessel. Like, ew.
Well, I want to know, is he turned on by people in general eating ice cream? Does he find it sexual? Starting petty, I'm probably staying petty. And Johnny was live yesterday. If y'all didn't see it, go and watch it. He had a laughing fit and a half, and so was I.
I did no such thing.
The whole chat was blowing up with the laughing emojis.
Well, there's Biden, King of Cups. I think he may have like a
Fetish?
yeah. And it could be just the mouth, or it could be something like an oral fixation. And he may also have one for Joe Biden specifically, because he popped up in the reading. You could have just, told me the whole oral fixation type of thing, but he may be him too, or maybe he has one of those grandpa fetishes type of things too. So, but yeah, I think it's a fetish. I mean,
I agree. I agree. Yeah, card of communication. So something oral and image. It's a fetish, a sexual fetish. It makes him get a what on. I'm gonna leave it at that. By the way, my Queen of Swords did show up.
Oh Lord!
See Johnny's video yesterday. That Queen of Swords is going to be causing problems. I think we've reprogrammed now, thanks to Johnny.
Oh,
The
Lord.
Queen of Swords. What are you getting, Becca?
Propensity for someone older. And it goes back to his family too. So I don't know what his family history is like. So it could have been an uncle, a family friend, something like that. But yeah, he likes them older.
Well, that would explain Peter Thiel, because Peter Thiel's quite a bit older than him.
Oh, is he really?
He looks old.
I mean, he does. Well, that's what happens when you're psychotic with a hateful heart. I mean, look at Stephen Miller.
Mm-hmm.
So J.D. Vance is moving out of the Naval Observatory to Middleburg, Virginia, on a 500-acre farm that he's renting. Now, I don't know who he's making pay the rent, but like he knows how to take care of a 500-acre farm. Why is he moving out of the Naval Observatory? That's where the VP has always lived. I mean, he got in a little trouble having the helicopters come in to take his son to the golf lessons, but
why are they allowed to? Michelle Obama told the story about how when they passed gay marriage and they lit the White House up with the rainbow colors, that it was very difficult for her to even go outside, because you can't just go outside by yourself. You got to have this, that, and the other thing. And then they just flop around the country like, I'm going to move here. No, you're not just going to move here. There's protocol for that type of stuff.
Hey, listen, this is the one time I really don't care. And I think you're picking up what I'm putting down as far as what I'm saying and not saying. By all means, go.
Uh-huh. Move to Compton for all I care.
But it's apparently a very kind of ritzy area, and they don't want the traffic jams from Secret Service all the time, every time he has to go into DC, which is daily, or should be. She's pregnant pregnant with number 4, but where they were living was a huge house.
They just had it. So they given birth already.
Oh, they given birth?
Mm-hmm. Another monster in the world. Guess you can't blame the baby, though.
Yes, exactly. Hard to guard 500 acres. That's why I said by all means, no.
She had it today.
No.
There was a story months ago about him wanting chickens and Venetian pigs or whatever. He had this whole list of animals he wanted, and there you go.
Then here's an idea. Resign from VP
Thank you.
and go run your farm.
Mm-hmm. I got Temperance, Queen of Pentacles, Empress. He wants to be Mother Nature. He thinks that that's where he finds his peace. It's where he's going to go and be one, like Mother Goose. And 7 of Swords, 4 of Swords. It's kind of his way of retreating. It's his strategy for getting out from underneath all the demands. Mind you, he's the VP. He's supposed to just be the one in the wing, but he's very involved in a lot of things because Donald Trump's an idiot and he has to be in charge sometimes. So it's his getaway. He wants to be Mother Nature. And we're paying for it. So
What you getting, Becca?
I get that he's leaving because there's a rise in conflict, maybe in the environment. It could also be an escalation with the other conflicts, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. But there's also something there that move itself, even though he could be saying that it's to get away from the conflict and the fighting and this, that, and the other thing, it's an opportunity for him to get bribes. There's also something here, quite possibly to do with sexual pleasure with these two. Don't ask me how that fits in, but that's sex, that's pleasure. This is pleasure as well. These two are action cards here. So I don't know if this is saying to get away from the spotlight as well, because he tends to go both ways here, leaving and returning. Sexual pleasure. But it's because of conflict that's getting worse and worse. So
that's what I'm getting. This is my pack your bags, you're moving. And I think, those that support him, like Secret Service, have been bullying him, about the transportation and everything and how that's burdening and, not right. But he's embattled conflict around him. I get that. I definitely get there's people with money out there that he can profit from, and I get he's got a little connection out there in the burbs.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the Queen of Swords, but if I drew one more.
No, Terry, I cannot use my words because sometimes when there's certain things that we say on this channel or anyone's channel, you can get demonetized. So
yeah, we can't always use certain words on YouTube. Yeah, he's got a friendship, a connection out there that brings him a lot of joy. Either that or he's got a couch out there he really likes.
mm-hmm.
I think he's also afraid. He's afraid that they'll have to leave the government, like that there'll be a overthrow of the government, so to speak. I was talking to Beth Cat about this yesterday. We've seen in Romania the people in the streets, and they firebombed the prime minister's house when he made the deal with Albania, where they firebombed.
Mm-hmm. With the Kushners, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen how in the streets they got in Hungary and everything. Will things escalate here to where there's violence against the White House, against this regime?
That's not staged.
That's not staged. Like people fed up with cost of living and Trump out golfing and not getting us out of this war.
Yes and no, not on that scale or anything like that. Just see the Lincoln Memorial there. There's justice, so there will be something where there is a pushback. But it's not like that. This is probably a small group or a concerted effort by a few people type of thing. Eight of Cups in the Empress, however, tensions will continue to grow and continue to spread, especially regarding finance with the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. So the more people get squeezed and squeezed, then tensions will continue to rise. Yes.
I mean, dude, you can't even eat the food. The food's contaminated with explosive diarrhea. Tuna is contaminated with broken glass.
They call it Trumperia now, by the way, which
Trumperia.
pisses Trump off. Trumperia.
The water, I forget what state it was where Meta is in, dumped a bunch of shit. Wisconsin, and now the water has bacterial whatever. You can't afford your groceries anyway, so I mean, you might be safe because you can't afford them, so you're not going to get sick. You know, it's just like Johnny said, you can't squeeze. There's nothing left for you to squeeze, you know?
And Trump at his golf course again yesterday said, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's the truth.
Do you get it now, MAGA? Do you get it now? I don't see an uprising. I see wanting to cut out the executive and the little man. And if this is the executive and the little man next to the executive, the couch person, out, cut him out. It's too chaotic. Move away from it. Also with this could be something in regards with Russia causing disruption, which reminds me the press conference that he just did where he released the paperwork that said that 2020 was stolen only reinforced the opposite that said Russia did collude with Trump to try to help him win in 2020.
Russia Gate.
Mm-hmm. So it's just
And he
the
still
chaos.
lost. Russia colluded with him in 2020 and he still lost.
And he still lost. That's why he won't shut up about it, because they cheated so hard and he still lost. You know, and this right here, besides it being Russia, the bear and the scythe, it's also financial cuts. The financial cuts, it could be financial cuts for food for children that were cut, food programs that were cut, financial programs that were cut, and just chaos. They want everybody associated to this gone. This could also be because it's a site that could be vaccinations for children. That a problem with that has caused all sorts of issues. So it's everything associated financially, socially, globally, on the world stage, all of it. I don't see an uprising. I think there's going to be more pressure to get this person and everybody associated with them out, all of the above.
Yeah, on both sides of the aisle. So, yeah, and I'm not talking government. I'm talking about Republicans and Democrats. Want an end to this White House, want to move on, want to turn their backs on this, overcome them. So 25th Amendment or whatever they got to do, get them out, talking, messaging, anything they can, protests, disrupting. Anytime Trump tries to go anywhere, they may try to disrupt that or protest there. America feels the constraint financially, and that's money is at the root of it, and they want them gone. Voting them out, so that to me would be like 25th Amendment or voting to
and
impeach
also,
him.
if I may, also with the bear, the child, the scythe, the clouds, and the ship, that could also be that people are starting to realize the power, bear power, that the oligarchs have, and they want to cut that out too. See what I'm saying? A small, powerful people that are small, they want them cut out. They're creating too much chaos. So I think it's leaning more towards a complete overhaul of everything.
So, how will the states react? Trump just the United States Postmaster General just announced that they're not going to deliver votes, which is illegal.
It's illegal.
And they've lost over 40 something cases. Every single case that they have brought, they have lost on election stuff. How will the states react if Trump tries to block the midterms? Will they still continue with the midterms?
He's planning something with his little secret society he has there that helped him win the last time. But there's a lot of people assessing certain powers, and it will go forward. All these three fell out, so it will go forward. But he is definitely planning, so vigilance is necessary.
They've dismantled the election commission pretty much.
Mm-hmm. He fired everybody.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Another reason why he lost in 2020 was because of the mail-in ballots. That's why he's going after mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
I remember, I'm old enough to remember the mess that happened in 2020. Stop the votes, count the votes, stop the vote. Remember that? Do you all remember that? How will the states react? They'll fight it, and they'll win. It's a strong case, strong, solid case. There might be some states that try to go along with it, like the red states, but ultimately, it's structurally, and what I mean by structurally, it's the way that the chain of command goes within the states for their midterms. Unless he goes into every single state and rewrite every single constitution in every single state, you have no way around this. The midterms are going to happen. Even if you sit there and throw a temper tantrum, they're going to happen. The votes will be counted, and the states will win. So that's what I get.
Yeah. The only thing I get is if they move votes like they did with Musk, where they changed totals. But I get good news. They will move forward. People will come together in this and support the elections. It'll go pretty smoothly because he's already said they've already talked about everything they're doing. So I get how they assess and everything. They're going to have to kind of turn their backs on any government officials participating in that because they know they're crooked. And people are going to vote these guys out. Judgment is on them. They're going to vote them out. Big votes. Get him out of the White House. So, and he knows that. He knows that. He knows that's the plan, and he's gonna go before his term's over, either through impeachment, death, or.
And to your point, Jen, it wasn't just the tabulators that they messed with. Because you can't make me believe that every swing state voted Democrat down ballot and only for Trump at the top. I'm sorry. Yeah. If you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you from Trump University. But what they also did was They made up completely different, made up freaking counties. There was counties with nobody that lived there that casted ballots. Make that make sense. Make that make sense, especially in Florida. They had, so I was talking to mom about this because I just found out about it. Let's say I'm a developer and I go out and I buy 300,000 acres to develop. There's nobody living there. It's just land. How the hell were ballots cast in that area? And that's what happened in Florida and in Pennsylvania. So whatever.
So, will judges prevent DHS from interfering with midterms, from sending like ICE to the polling stations? Will judges be able to prevent DHS? What's his name? Holman or whatever? He's saying nasty stuff. To help pull cards.
There's a lot of arguments about it. 5 of wands, 8 of wands. A lot of arguments because it's voter intimidation, and everybody knows that. But you can name it, but you have to stop it. Is the other thing. There's the Hangman and the 4 of Pentacles, and so there is a lot of attempts to stop this kind of thing. In various places, even some of the redder states, this is still a voter intimidation thing, and you have to stand up for your constituents and whatever. Then the Ace of Pentacles, there's an opportunity to correct this. And so they're still wanting to go through with it, I think, with some sort of jackbooted thug at the voting stations, but there will be some sort of change that happens in that with the Hangman.
I'm getting that a lot of people come together to protect the voting places. So you can't protest, you can't carry protest signs, but you can stand there and watch, and you can get big groups of people standing there collectively, so that people feel safe going into the building and safe getting back to their car. People aren't having this. So I think it's going to bring people together to kind of block Trump and ICE and his oligarch friends and block all of them from doing anything successfully.
This
what do you get?
Not a conversation that we were supposed to have in the land of the free.
Yeah. And here's the thing, Johnny, he's already tried this before.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the count the vote, stop the vote. In 2020, he had people out there. I don't get judges as much as I get states attorneys general.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to put that crap in law. Even if he tries to write a White House executive order, don't matter for shit. There is a paper here, a document, which is the Constitution. So unless he can get the Supreme Court to bend themselves into pretzels to say that it's okay to have the Department of Homeland Security monitoring every state or in front of every polling station, that's not going to fly. I think it's going to be supported and protected by the states and attorneys generals. It's not going to happen. Even if he tries to put it on an executive order, don't mean crap,
All these hearings they had last week, with Blanche and Billy Bob, Mark Wayne Mullins was in there. Wait, what's the rep's name? The black lady that has alopecia.
Oh gosh.
I can't think of her name.
I can't think of her name either. God dang it. But I know who you're talking about.
She's like another Jasmine Crockett. Like, I'm not taking that crap. And she has Billy Bob, Mark Wayne Mullins, who he works for, and he said, "I work for the president." She goes, "No, you work for the American people."
Ayanna Presley. Thank you, chat. Ayanna Presley.
Ayanna.
Yeah, and
She's awesome.
It was it Vought, the guy that was up there asked that they were questioning, and he was like, "I work for the president." She was like, "No, you do not.
Nope.
No, you do not." And there was another girl, I want to say Shahira Tlaib, I want to say was up there, and she drilled his ass. I was like, "Get it, girl, get it."
And Ossoff with Blanche was phenomenal. So watch these younger ones in Congress. They are amazing to watch. And it's like, okay, you think it's going to stop here? Wait till they take over the House and Senate. You just wait. These guys are going to be awesome. Will Todd Blanche get confirmed? He did, after he was pressured by Ossoff to meet with the survivors. He did meet with them, but he was very condescending and rude to them. And
of course.
So nothing was resolved.
And it's all for a performance for an audience of one. That's all it's for. That's all it's for.
I can't remember if it was Ossoff or if it was Dick Durbin that asked. I think it was Dick Durbin, my senator, that asked him to meet like within 24 hours with them.
Let's pull one card. Yes or no? Yes.
It's like Republicans just they keep voting in the worst of the people, and they have to sit there and wait for months to undo everything that they just allowed to happen. It's not that hard to say no, but I get that. Yeah, he'll get confirmed.
Because Tom Tillis was like saying he wouldn't, and then once he met with the survivors, then he said that he would vote to confirm him.
They don't care.
They don't care. Well, he's got the New York bar looking into him, saying that he should take his law license away.
We get to mandate what women can and can't do with their own bodies, but we'll be damned if we hold people accountable for sexually assaulting young girls who we think you don't have enough sense to have bodily autonomy. Make that make sense, Jen. Make it make sense, because
you arrested the king and queen of this in particular trafficking ring, but none of the clients.
None.
He'll be one of the first ones kicked out later after the elections, though, and whoever's in there leading. So he might get it for a little while, but when everything changes, they'll come together and with their plans to shift him out of there. Look into everything that he's been doing to block the investigation for the women and Epstein and everything. He won't last, but yeah, he's going to get in there for a little bit. Thank you, Cindy.
I just don't understand why the Republicans have such a hard time saying no to these people. They know that they are unfit. They know that they are unqualified. They know that there's a scandal waiting to happen, and they keep rubber stamping these people in. I don't make it
power.
Make
it's fear of losing power.
That's why I keep saying I think the word Republican now needs to be a mental health diagnosis.
Yeah.
That's an odd frame of mind for you to have, where you just see people that you know are not fit for office, like a Donald Trump. And you say, yeah, come on in, or Todd Blanche, or
RFK Jr. RFK Jr.
Yeah.
A recovering heroin addict.
Linda McMahon.
A conspiracy theorist that drove around with a whale head on the top of his car, that eats roadkill, that has no medical experience. Yeah, go run the Department of Health.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to a doctor talking about Pete Hegseth putting the military on testosterone and stuff, and he's like, there's more than just blood work that goes into checking testosterone levels, and there's certain times of the day, like in the morning is the best time to test it, and it's different hourly almost. So you have to check it multiple times to see if they do have a shortage. And then there's issues when they're out of the military and no longer have access to the testosterone, weaning them off of it. There's issues with it making them infertile. But then you got what's his name, the newscaster that was on Fox.
Jesse Waters.
Watch
Jesse
out!
Waters.
They're gonna be coming after all the women. Everything. Rape culture. Rape culture.
And
that's
here's
all it is.
again, women, we get to control what you can and can't do with your body. But let's give the men all the testosterone. Rape culture making a comeback.
Yeah.
Make it
Tell
make
the woman
sense.
her skirt was too short, but don't tell the man not to assault.
Yep. They could
So-
have women in this country walking around like the women in Saudi Arabia, full hijab.
They're abused too, and you can see them with their eyes.
Yeah, and it's somehow they'll still twist it to say it was her fault.
It was
She
her
made
fault.
me do it.
They just want women at home cooking and cleaning for them, being their mamas while they go out and cheat. And
Well, hold on a minute, because according to Hunter Biden, there's a whole culture of closeted Republicans in Washington D.C.
we know that the pink mafia
Mhm.
has been
Mhm.
talked about for a decade now. That Lindsey Graham is not the only one.
I told you he died of a broken heart. I'm telling you.
Did you see McConnell's new proof of life picture?
Oh, I've been seeing them. They keep
Yeah, it was him
photoshopping.
standing there with Lindsey Graham, and they both wearing the same shirt.
I saw one where they put Bernie and his mittens in between them. It was awesome. Bernie Sanders.
Oh Lord, the internet has no chill.
So is Pete Hegseth gonna get backlash for this testosterone thing? Because I've never seen so many funny pictures of Pete looking wimpy.
I was just going to say, I'm old enough to remember all the TikToks that were going around, him dying trying to pick up and roll
weight.
20 pound, 25 pound weights.
The
Struggling.
closet
to do a push-up.
talkracy. The closet talkracy, Tishy saying.
So I would suggest Pete Hegseth be the first one to start taking testosterone.
There he is. Superboy. Lord.
Go get on the couch with JD for 5 minutes.
I think so, because this is not a thing to help the troops with the Three of Swords and the Queen of Wands. This is something that is being used as it's an image stunt because he wants the military to look a certain way. So it's not something that helps. And so he's not taking into account, because of course he's not, because why would he, long-term effects and things that change dramatically with pumping a person full of testosterone.
Synthetic testosterone at that. Here's an idea.
And not even getting sound medical advice and science.
And here's an idea. Instead of pumping our troops with testosterone, and to your point, Jen, the same reason women have trouble having their hormones checked when they're going through the change is because your hormones fluctuate throughout the day. Unless you're hooked up to a machine 24 hours, you're trying to catch a moving target. They fluctuate at all hours of the day. So instead of trying to do an image thing to look big, bad, and macho, how about you treat our veterans that are disabled, either with mental health issues or physical health issues, instead of slashing military benefits for veterans and keep pumping money into war? How about we do that? How about we do that?
He doesn't want to do transgender affirming care in the military, but he's going to push testosterone on men. I call that gender affirming.
And it's not just that, Jen. It's just the bullshit. Do you know how many homeless veterans we have? Disabled veterans that we've sent off to war so many times that have mental health issues that they'll never, ever, ever be the same ever again. But yeah, let's give everybody testosterone. I get, will there be backlash? Yeah, from the higher ups in the chain, especially when it comes to the young troops.
The youngest ones too.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to reap what he sows too. There's going to be more mental health issues. He's the people that he's partnering with on this. It's almost like there's a Russian influence. Like, did they do that in the Russian military or something? Is that where this idea came from?
Yeah.
He's going to regret this. And once the elections are over, he's going to have, besides being forced out, he's going to have legal issues.
I hope so.
Or maybe Johnny, maybe there's that Queen of Swords. he's gonna be pushed out and pushed down. None of these guys are gonna be around in next year. But talking about Mitch McConnell, is he still unalive? Actually, I want to ask it this way. What they're doing with McConnell, is this a test run for what they can get away with when Trump goes?
I think we're overdue for Trump disappearing for a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
This is a test run for what they are going to do and see how much America will tolerate when Trump
These
goes.
fell out, so I'll go with that. Yes. There's the Three of Swords, the Donald Trump in the middle, and then the smoke screen, the gaslight, Seven of Cups. Heart attack, which is what killed Lindsay, and then supposedly that's what they said first, that McConnell had cardiac arrest, and then they said he fell, and then he got pneumonia in the hospital.
Yep. Being in the hospital for 3 going on 4 weeks, 35 days now.
Meanwhile, he got pneumonia, but you showed a picture of him with no IV, so I think he's all right.
And a smile on his face like he's just fine. And looking more alert than he's looked in the past year.
Reading the AI newspaper with his wife freshly back from China.
Mm-hmm. I asked if Mitch McConnell was dead. I got a yes. He's dead. Back to the mud. And they're trying to manipulate it. Manipulate the situation to get who they want in. But, I don't know. Why don't you just make his wife the senator? Kind of like they did to Lindsey Graham's sister. Because apparently we have a meritocracy.
Because they got a Democratic governor in Kentucky, and that'll be the next question. They're trying to deliberately do chaos. This is something they planned for a long time, coming together of how they're going to handle when he goes, when he passes on, and they want to see how much chaos. So I get a yes, like spinning it a different way, like, oh, he's out golfing today, or he's doing this, or they're pushing the limits as much as they can to hide in isolation what the problem is. So, yeah.
All those pictures of Mitch McConnell, that man had some serious Botox and a serious freaking neck lift. I mean, a serious neck lift. You're trying to tell me that's him.
So, are the Republicans like the ones that claim they called in, and talked to Mitch for 20 minutes and stuff, are any of them going to face repercussions for lying about the fact he's unalive? I mean, we all have heard the phone call calling it in that they were doing, unresponsive and doing CPR.
Mm-hmm.
The heart had stopped. lest I remind you, they should have had a toe tag on him in the ambulance. See last week's Petty Boots.
I think that they may face questioning or something of that nature because there is a conflict there. 5 of Wands, and there's the High Priestess. Something they're concealing, some sort of secretive thing. There is a few people actually who really try to nail them and hound down on this, like they're not letting it go, like a Epstein file type of thing. And so, because this is in your warning, which if it was in your solace, then mea culpa, whatever. But no, this means that there is no reconciliation. Somebody is really trying to attack, and so I think that someone doesn't face any charges or anything like that, but they are hounded, and maybe their reputation is ruined as a result. But that's that game.
Will there be consequences for them covering? Nope. They'll just keep on keeping on with keeping on. That's all. No consequences. They just keep doing what they're doing.
Until they repeat it with Trump, the loser, not accepting, his passing on, manipulating it, spinning the White House press releases and stuff, blocking and not saying what happened with Trump. When we have a Democratic leader, president, there'll be people highlighted so we won't forget who participated. They may not have legal repercussions, but they'll have reputational repercussions. I'll put it that way.
Somebody in the chat said they're contacting Mitch McConnell via Ouija board.
Clock at 20 minutes.
Governor Beshear has said that he's going to replace him with a Democrat and fight it all the way up to their Supreme Court if he has to, because what the Republicans did in the state legislature was unconstitutional. Mm-hmm. So will he replace Mitch McConnell with a Democrat?
He claims he got 2 calls saying that Mitch McConnell had died, and then up pops this picture of him looking spry.
Getting ready to go to the hoedown over the weekend.
Yeah, he looked like he had his flea market outfit on, like he was about to go browsing.
Thank you, Queenie.
With no IV.
Will Beshear replace him with the Democrat? Yeah, we'll know when Trump goes, because Melania will be smiling.
With a shovel in her hand.
Don't forget your jacket. I don't care, do you?
The HOTUS. The only time she'll
digging
smile.
the hole. Will he? Sure. There is a lot of pushback, though. The Devil, the 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords, the Empress. It grows and grows and grows. All of the, in particular, pushback that he has, it grows a lot. There's your Devil right in the middle. But there's the Ace of Pentacles, so he does have the opportunity. So something clears eventually. He just has to take it. So, but they are definitely going to try their hardest to stop him from doing so.
I get a yes. There's secrets or something that has been kept covered up about health, and also this is growth as well. So the opportunity continues to grow because there's a secret around health. So I get a yes.
I get a yes too. He'll work out the details of it. They will, this will grow. They will fight it tooth and nail, take it to the courts, but he will win in the courts. He will win victory. So you go, Beshear.
I'm
Well,
just wondering what I find really odd, Jenny, and I don't know if it's in your questions, but I found it very, very odd that Ladybug wasn't even cold yet, and they were already putting his sister.
Yeah, didn't give her
They
5
were-
seconds to grieve.
And she seems super happy to be like, yep,
Mhm.
I'll do. That just seems freaking crazy weird to me. Like, how did you go from he's dead to 2 days later?
That's that same night we did the Sunday stream. You look in the headlines and they're talking about everything except Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, what was he there? 2013, 2003. He wasn't there since 1918 in the Senate. But he's there long enough, made a big enough name to where you would have made a big of fuss over somebody that prominent in the Republican circle just dropping dead suddenly like that.
Hell, even Donald Trump only said a couple of things about him, and that's it. He was a blip.
Yeah.
A blip.
And the last thing he said about Lindsey Graham is the FBI shouldn't look into his death. Move on. You're wasting time. That was it. That's the fuss. Where's the parade? They made more fuss about Charlie friggin' Kirk than they did about Lindsey Graham.
23 years. Well, and he served in the House of Reps from 95 to 2003.
So he was in office forever and ever and ever.
So yeah, but he's not even lying in state.
Where is he at? The Toys R Us?
Just like that.
He's down at Disney with his fairy wand.
His bubble wand.
Bubble wand.
They made nothing, no fuss, no muss, just
Nope.
oh, he dead next.
And you made a fantastic point, Johnny. They made more fuss about Charlie Kirk than they did a sitting U.S. senator. That's bizarre.
Who golfed with Trump more than 100 times. Thank you, Joanne.
And Trump had what, 2 things to say about him, and that was it.
That's it. He painted himself orange at one point for Donald Trump, and then nothing. They just and mind you, like again, it's not like he was sick for a while and we've seen it coming.
Nope.
Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell's now fallen 48 times. Lindsey Graham comes back from a trip and then boom, gone like that, and you get a headline in a few newspaper, and then the next day we're talking about FIFA again. And let's move on with something else.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, listen, I don't care, but I'm just saying it just sounds a little strange from y'all's side.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen somebody that has served that long that there wasn't some honors paid, outside of his office. They had a condolence book, and I was watching a Instagram where a lady and her friend went and had a what they call it? It was a condolence cake done, but it was a funny word she used. I forget what it was. That celebrating his death, in other words, and they put the whole cake on the counter where the condolence book was.
I mean, I just can't. I find it kind of ironic, but kind of fitting at the same time that man ruined his entire reputation to be a bootlicker, and the day he dropped dead, nobody gave a shit. Nobody
Including
cared.
the person's boots he was licking.
Nobody cared. I mean,
that's the sad part. That should be like the banner for all of MAGA. This is how much he cared about Lindsey Graham. This is how much he cares about you too.
Mm-hmm.
Like okay. We said more about Lindsey Graham than they did. Mind you, it was all insults, but still.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. In the words of Condoleezza Rice, Lindsey Graham is a piece of shit. You should keep
he
playing that on
supported
repeat.
Trump in all his warmongering. He was all about that.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, he's the one that said if we vote for Donald Trump, he'll destroy us and we deserve it.
Yep.
Thank you, Selma. He wanted to put more sanctions against Russia again, which was the only thing he's done that pisses Trump off. And we read last week on was there something going on with his cause of passing.
Mm-hmm.
See last week's Betty Boots on that. Why didn't they do something for Lindsey Graham? Are they afraid all his old lovers will come out?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
All the grinder people.
all the grinders are going to come to the Capitol. Like, what the hell?
It's like the mistress sitting on the front row in her red dress.
What do they call those people, Johnny? They call, is it Twinkies? That's what they the young transgender, the twinks.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be a whole freaking stadium full of twinks.
Why no fuss? Because it
No
is
fuss.
strange.
It's beyond strange. I mean, yeah, when McCain died, didn't they lay him in state in the Capitol?
Mm-hmm. That goes to show you how he wasn't even respected among his colleagues.
I didn't
Even
realize
among his
we've had like
colleagues.
five or six Congress people that have passed in the last year.
Because we need term limits. That's why. So we can get rid of the geriatric wing. I don't know what the answer is without sounding conspiratorial. But
You know what? Go there because they do a lot of conspiratorial stuff.
it seems like a directive that you don't make a fuss or let's move on. Maybe the sister was more on board with their plans, or I don't know. But here's what I get. So you have the King of Wands, that's some leadership there. You have the King of Swords, some other guy there. Who they are, I don't know. But you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is the Republican card. Then you have the Three of Swords, which is a betrayal of some kind or separation, heartbreak, pain. Let's not do with this. And then there's the Five of Swords. There's a defeat of some kind. So whoever these guys are said no, basically. Short answer. That's not what they're doing. They're not going to make a fuss. I don't get the family. Like the family stepping in and saying, we want a little private thing under the tree of the dogwoods in Mississippi. Nothing like that. This
Family's not in here at all.
At all. There's two random guys and then the Three of Swords and Five of Swords. Five of Swords is the bully. The Five of Swords is dishonor. That type of thing. Win at all costs. The person you don't want to be associated with. And then there's the Ten of Pentacles, Republicans. And then, like I said, those two guys. I don't know. It comes from them.
I mean, they could have had a double service for Mitch and Lindsay. Let them both lie in state. Mitch has to be cremated now because you can only hang on to a body above ground, for like 10 days.
Oh no, ma'am. Do him just like they did to that young lady in Georgia, Adriana Smith. They kept that woman on life support because she was pregnant. Do the same thing to Mitch McConnell.
We don't need more life support.
Let him turn into a freaking prune before you pull the plug.
Support.
The problem is older people, when they're on life support, still deteriorate. Like it can only carry you so far.
And that's what happened to Adriana Smith. They denied the family and kept her on life support so that they can harvest a fetus. And they only ended up pulling her off of life support because she was deteriorating. So do the same to Mitch McConnell.
What are you getting on Lindsay, Becca?
I get that it was a choice that they arrived to after a meeting because they have suspicions about an enemy. Choice, arrival, discussions, suspicions, enemy. I'm just going to leave that there. Suspicions about an enemy. So there might be some people that think that wasn't random.
They just couldn't find a window, I guess.
Well, how many times has Putin dosed somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a cover-up. It's a cover up, and they didn't want anybody watching. I mean, why else would they have the FBI in there in his home? The day after he passed, they discussed this, and there's something that they're trying to keep people separated from. So they changed their plans. They're very happy to have their new Republican, in the Senate, his sister, and it's like, yeah, let's not talk about this. Wow. That's what you get, Lindsay, after 30-something years.
They
After all
care
that
nothing
boot,
about you.
after all that boot licking,
That's a shame.
it's deserved. What was he expecting? A parade?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to tap into this. Will Trump still be here after Labor Day?
Was it September something? 30?
He's looking early September, like the 5th or 6th, something like that. It's that first Monday of September. Bury the blood clot.
What were you saying, Jen? He looks
so bloated. His stomach, like he's holding fluids on his stomach again.
What do you mean, Jen? He's 6'5", 235 pounds, the healthiest president that we've ever had and will ever have in the face of all American history.
His words, how he confused Japan, with Iran and stuff. It's just.
I don't know how tall Arnold Schwarzenegger is, but he was doing an interview where he said when he was doing the Terminator series, the first one, he was 230 pounds. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the bodybuilder, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He said for the third one, he had gained weight, and because he was older by that time, he said, but they were going to use CGI to make him look like he looked at the first one. He said, but he went and trained and got himself in condition to look like he did in the first one. Arnold Schwarzenegger was 230 pounds. Fat doesn't weigh as much as muscle, sure, but that's what 230 pounds would look like. And you're telling me Donald Trump weighs the same as Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes, Johnny, I'm telling you that because that's what the medical report said. And the medical report also said that he's the healthiest president ever and the healthiest president we will ever have.
I mean, I don't want to disagree because he ain't dead yet, so something's happened. He's 80 years old. He's 410 pounds easily. He eats like garbage. Then McDonald's buffet, that picture is circulating again. My God.
He wanders when he walks. People have to keep grabbing him by the elbow to lead him around.
You guys, the Trumperia. Somebody get him more McDonald's, please. Get him the Big Macs with the diarrhea lettuce.
I wonder.
Johnny said one of the signs he's getting ready to go is there's like an outbreak in the White House. Get Trumperia going.
Trumperia.
Salads for everyone.
Little lettuce on that Big Mac. That's all it takes.
Oh my God.
And then give them some good Meta water to chug it down too.
Yeah.
So the diarrhea lettuce doesn't get him, the water will.
So will he still be here after Labor Day?
Okay. Well,
he said like they told him, you need to be exercising, and he said, I don't like exercising. He's the laziest, stupidest president. By the way, he has the lowest numbers of any president ever.
What is it at now? What's it
it's
at?
Below
now,
25. His
shut the front door.
His
Shut
handling of the economy and everything that, like every category, he is the lowest rated president ever in history of.
I am waiting for it to hit 20 to 21 because I really do think that that's the bottom of the barrel for him. I think that's his highest is 20 to 21%. I truly do. So will he still be alive by Labor Day? Like I said, I don't drink, but I plan on being shit-faced when that day comes, when it happens. What'd you get, Johnny? Because I know you're laughing at me.
Mm-hmm. That's what I get.
Amen to that, brother.
Mhm.
Listen, I know you don't drink and I don't drink, but we're gonna get shit faced.
I'd find
together.
a way.
We would get shit faced together, Johnny.
I got
I will fly
cups.
you. I will
ain't
fly
got
you
the
out here.
tingle to send none of them. I really don't.
I get Melania's very happy and secure. Something coming on for a long time with this heart. This is my card for the heart. He has moved on after something chaotic, so like a stumble or something like that. But this is when the secret cover-up begins by the government. So watch this. Watch them pull the same shit they're doing right now with Mitch McConnell. Yeah, they probably will put out all kinds of notes, things written by Trump or whatever. We know the man can't write. You look at his signature. He can't spell, he can't write, he can't read. They're going to try to cover this up to the American people. So
he's functionally illiterate, if you ask me. Will he still be here? No. Bouquet is the card number 9. I don't know if you can see that. This card, 9 days or the month of September. The moon. Fame and celebrity. The scythe for timing, October or the fall. But this says that it's the end of that era. That fame, that celebrity, the narcissism, all of it, getting cut.
Labor Day is September 6th. Oh, he'll miss Grandparents' Day, September 13th.
Tear.
I'm telling you, there's gonna be a cover up on it.
He'll miss Grant.
Like,
Here's
his grandkids give a shit.
Here's another way. Here's another way that we can ask it, if you don't mind, Jenny.
Okay.
Will JD Vance be stepping into power in September?
Well, those two fell out already. That's my card for JD, and then there's the image change. I think so.
Me too. There's a loss. Something got eaten away, deteriorated, and a successful change. A successful promotion, moving up. The Storks is always on top of something, adding to. So
Yeah, growth, opportunity for growth, improvement. Meanwhile, Lucia's going to be out there on the 500-acre farm while he's trying to run things.
Well, I don't want to be president. Go play Richard Chickens.
And then it's going to fall on him to get us out of this war. That's a yes. Start of something new. Yes. Victory.
JD Vance can't find himself out of a wet paper bag with instructions in and out.
He just doesn't realize how much he's hated. And it's like a lot of the things, that he says and that he believes in and stuff, it's very similar to Trump, but he doesn't realize how much people hate him over Trump.
I honestly, this is just my personal opinion. I think that JD Vance is very well aware of how unpopular he is. He's just too ambitious to give a shit. But he's aware. Unlike Trump, that's completely narcissistic.
So, Wisconsin is looking into Elon Musk's bribery charges for messing with their elections. Will they formally indict Elon Musk? So far, they haven't indicted him.
It just baffles me that it took them this long. This long.
Been 3 years since 2 years. since he was bribing people $1 million here, $1 million here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's taken a year for the woman whose husband was unalived at Butler, PA, you know, when Trump supposedly had the miracle of the ear, that's finally saying it was rigged.
No, I watched the whole interview. She said it was an inside job. She never said Trump. So what I took away from that entire interview was Biden did this. Not Trump did it to himself.
Or someone else in the Republican Party.
I think they will. There's the Star, the Emperor, Wheel of Fortune, Two of Cups. Something's changing, though, still. Something else comes of this. I don't know if there might be a civil thing, too, because of the money that was offered and maybe never paid or something of that nature. But there's something else happening. Two of Cups, Five of Cups. And then the Star. Something's happening now. Something will happen later on, too. So,
because he did the same thing in Pennsylvania, right? Wasn't he like giving out checks? And
it wasn't just in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania.
No.
I think he was pulling that shit in all the swing states.
a couple times.
And then they took him to court somewhere, and he said, "Well, it wasn't really a bribe because we had pre-selected winners." And I'm like, "How is that even a defense? How is that even a defense?"
that makes it more corrupt.
I get that there's something new being delivered to the courts. So I would expect an indictment on Elon, because here's something new, delivery to the courts. I would say yes, he's going to be indicted at the state level, so Trump can't do shit then except try to bully people, because once they put the screws into Elon Musk, that boy's going to sing like a bird.
Yeah.
But
I get a message going to the courts. Trump is going to try to paint a lot of chaos around this, so he's going to lie about it. He's going to interfere on behalf of Elon. But you reap what you sow. This will go to the courts, so yeah, he's going to get indicted. More details about things that he did are going to come out that we weren't aware of, that are going to surprise us also. So I'm going to say something about Butler, PA, and the unaliving attempt.
absolutely.
That he knows something about that, like, and paid somebody to be quiet. There's money involved in more things than just voting. So,
and what I'm finding very curious, because the day that it happened, all of us over here in reality were like, "Oh, that was total bullshit." The people that are now leaving MAGA, that are like, he played us, we were conned, they're now going, he set that up. The only people that are still eating or drinking the Kool-Aid are the hardcore MAGA people, the people that are leaving MAGA because it's hurting their pocketbook. They're saying, "Oh, that was total bullshit."
When you lose Tucker Carlson.
Uh-huh.
how do you lose Tucker Carlson? Andrew and Tristan Tate arrested, 59 charges through the UK Crown Prosecutor's Office. 42 of those charges against Andrew, 17 against Tristan. Grape and trafficking. They're meeting in Miami. They'll meet with a federal judge in Miami for extradition. The judge will rule. And then if the judge says, yes, they can be extradited, then it's up to Marco Rubio on if they're extradited. So will Andrew and Tristan Tate get extradited to the UK? Or just like when they escaped Romania, Trump, and remember they were like, oh, we talked to Barron, and they talked to all the Trump kids. They were partying the night before with Paulo Zampoli, the man that had ICE kick his wife back out to Brazil, kept their kid. That also introduced Melania and Epstein and Trump and all those guys. Probably why Andrew was dressed the way he was. In his flashy purple shirt.
Yes, I don't think the state wants to be associated with denying the extradition. I think that also sets a bad precedent for the future, just in case there's somebody that they want to be brought over here. There is a bit of a delay because there might be some assessing things there, but I do get they go face charges, and then there is a woman who is on their back the entire time.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they're being brought up for trafficking charges.
And young people, grapes.
Okay, that's why I was going to ask, because
pornography.
I have the child here. Okay,
Yep.
The child could be someone young, but it's also the card of innocence. And I looked at this and I was like, oh shit, they better not be trying, because here there's something that's secret or being covered up. If I read it as innocence, then there's a chance for this guy to be innocent. So somebody brushes it under the rug. But since it's dealing with children, an opportunity for the children. But there's something here still that they're trying to keep the lid on. So there is a chance, yes. So that they'll be sent over abroad.
Yeah, I'm getting a yes that because of messaging and the justice system working for Trump and the White House and Republicans. They don't want to look like they're covering up another Epstein, is what I'm getting. Trump may cause some problems, may try to get involved in everything, but they get moved.
I have a
They get moved to the UK.
Who are these guys? Are they like
Influencers that are nasty. They are
they're
nasty influencers. They appeal to young men to teach them how to be toxic male masculinity, basically.
So their claim to fame is social media influencers.
Abusing women.
Wow.
Women are garbage, men are great, women are subservient, men are strong. That's their usual message. They go out to the dude bro sphere. And then, turns out that they've been trafficking and so forth and so forth.
They beat women, they grape women, they post videos, videos of kids also, and then the trafficking part of it. So
I just didn't know that they were influencers.
Purely social media, though.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
They are about as nasty as it gets on with young. It really kind of came to the forefront when Barron started talking to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they got even more attention. When Barron started talking.
Listen, I never talked about Barron when he was a minor, but he's an adult now, and I'll say it. Barron looks like he's the type of kid that goes out and kills puppies for fun. He has psychopath written all over him from both his mama and his daddy.
Mm-hmm.
So, United Airlines will change your flight for free if you don't want to fly into the new Donald Trump airport, JT Airport. By the way, if you want to fly from Fukushima, Japan to Donald Trump Airport, your ticket will say "fuck Trump." Or fuck DJT, I should say.
Save that ticket.
Save that ticket. So, will more airlines do this? I thought it was interesting because United at one time had given some funds to him, but now they will not charge you to change your flight for free, so you can fly into Fort Lauderdale or Tampa or anywhere else. Like, can you imagine, like, hating DJT so much you don't even want to land at the airport that is named after him? Thank you, Abigail. I would be that person. Like, I'm not flying in there. And apparently they've had so many requests, they're like, just do it. Just change it.
Three of Cups, Six of Wands, yes. Because there's the Hermit and the Three of Swords. A lot of people feel stabbed in the back and betrayed, and so they don't want to do this anymore. So,
Flying from Florida to Sioux City, Utah, DJT sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of those airport codes that work. So, Johnny, you got a yes? I'm sorry.
I get a yes as well. They don't want to be associated to that, to the abuse and the nastiness. They want to be separated, cut it out. They don't want to participate or give him a dime. So, no.
Yeah, because he's making money off everything his name's on in the airport. Yeah, I get a big yes, and it's because of the money. I'm going to stop there. They don't want to contribute to his pocketbook.
I mean, shit, you're already fleecing us in broad daylight. Why do you need a freaking airport too?
So Markwayne Mullins is trying to create election rules that he is threatening states like, we'll arrest your election people if you don't follow our rules. That's not in his power to make up rules for elections. That's done by Congress and done by the states. So that is illegal. It's a federal crime. Will he eventually be brought up on federal crimes? Billy Bob Markwayne Mullins.
Is that his real name, Billy Bob Markwayne?
No, his real name is Markwayne Mullins. I had the Billy Bob.
I was like, how many?
It's the only way I can remember his name, to call him Billy Bob Markwayne Mullins.
I was just gonna say, how many bottles of whiskey did his mom drink before she birthed him to name him Billy Bob Markwayne Mullins?
Well, she did call him Mark Wayne. So.
Oh Lord!
It's that same kind of vein.
How many Jim Beans was she deep into when she popped that one out? Like, dear God.
So I heard yes, but not for that. So apparently there may be some other thing that he may be brought up on in the future. Six of Pentacles and the Fool is a bribe, but I don't know where that would come from. Then there's the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Cups. There's also maybe a payout from him about a woman.
Isn't he the one that took a bribe before?
I was going to say, you don't know where that came from, Johnny. We're talking about the junk drawer. The bribes are everywhere. They're everywhere.
Wasn't he the one that fell for a bribe with the FBI or something, though?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is that... I may be confusing him with somebody else.
Well, he's got one there. It's either a bribe or mind you, not or. It could be and or. There is something with a woman that comes up too. I know he had some abuse allegations at one point there too. So there is a woman coming up here again with the Wheel of Fortune, because there's still something to learn there. The Five of Swords and the Nine of Swords, very, very worried about abuse of power and things of that nature too. But that doesn't really equal charges, but there is something about abuse of power. So maybe the abuse of power is what sort of catapults other investigations and things of that nature. So he's worried. about a lot of things, but I don't know if it's this in particular or just a whole bunch of stuff starts to come out like a tower moment. All at the same time, it just crashes down.
Everything happens in threes.
Mm-hmm.
What you getting, Becca?
Johnny read my cards for me. So there's abuse and sex with the whip, also addictions. I asked if he would be charged. Yes, once there's a change or a turnover. So, and then there's also recognition for something else that he did. So it could be in regards to abuse. It could be in regards to sex. It could be in regards to some type of addiction, perhaps. But yeah, once there's a change or a turnover.
Yeah.
So that's what I get.
Corruptions and bribes, indictment. I'm going to say some parties he's involved in, like 3 ways.
Lord.
So, possibly something with small people, young people. Exposure of his secrets is going to grow. So
You know what? With that
his
ace,
image is he'll be in court a long time. He's
with
facing-
that Ace of Wands, I bet you he's into pegging. If you know what that means, and if you don't, I suggest you Google it, because that's not something I can say. But I bet you he's into pegging.
Don't Google it, because then YouTube and Google's going to think that's what you want to see every time you open your computer.
Yeah. Do it from somebody's phone you don't like. Tom Homan said that ICE will continue to unalive people as long as the Democrats don't learn to shut their mouths, and the protesters don't, quote, shut their mouths. Talk about a threat, right? Talk about fascism. They talk about communism. Well, what Putin does, right? Tom Homan, has he got any legal things coming his way in the future? Oh, Tom Homan's the one that took the bribes. That's who I was thinking.
Was it $50,000 or $500,000 bribe? It was something.
I think it was 50,000 or something. I think it was
50,000. All I'm going to say is this: whoever's in charge of the Justice Department next better not pull a Merrick Garland, because this is exactly the kind of stuff that happens when you don't nip that shit in the bud. Oh, did you hear about the ICE agent that unalived that man?
Yeah, we're reading on him next. Hold that thought. Tom Homan, all the despicable people trying to get to.
He'll be in court. There's Tom Homan. There's the law. He's going to be in court. One way or another, he's going to be in court.
He is caught up with some people. 10 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, the Lover's card. There's a group of them. So I guess it's maybe just not him by himself. And there's the 3 of Swords. Someone may say what his contribution to all this is. But yes, there's the 8 of Swords. I don't know how long none of this takes. 8 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, but that would say arrested, because I don't know what exactly he's involved in, but it's bad enough to where they're indicting people or arresting people.
He moves a lot of women and children from these detention centers. He's involved, I think, in trafficking big time. And yes, his secrets will come out in indictment. It's going to take a while, but he's involved in the moving and disappearing of people.
I'm not surprised. These people are there to exploit in any way, shape, or form. Stephen Miller does it because he gets his rocks off on it, because he's just such a despicable, horrible human being. Tom Homan and all these other, they're in it for the money.
Money, or they're all pedophiles.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy in Maine who unalived someone, his name is David, and I can't pronounce this name. Bruletti. He's had 2 ex-wives come out and talk about how violent he is, how he threw his 13-year-old daughter through a glass-top coffee table, and also beat them up. Unalive Johann Sebastian Giero, and pardon me for brutalizing names again. Nobody, like he's tried to get in other jobs, and nobody did background checks on him to see he's got all these previous things on his record.
Listen, I'm telling you, you could be a crackhead on the street corner doing heroin and smoking meth every day and have a criminal record the length of a CVS receipt, and these people at ICE would hire you on the spot. Guaranteed.
So is he eventually going to see charges? We know Homan and Billy Budd, Mark Wayne Mullins will protect him for a while, but will he eventually? And we haven't seen arrests on the unaliving that happened in Minnesota yet.
Nobody's been arrested in any of the killings. Not one. They just get moved around.
I always want to see it. I think yes, because they want for, I guess, to look like they are self-policing, like they're actually going to do something about it, type of deal with the Emperor and Page of Cups, that they are going to do something with him to control an emotional response. But
make him a scapegoat.
Yes, but I'll believe that. I'll say it. It's easy here because of the mental illness and so forth and so forth. So you can just say, "Oh, he wasn't fit, and we should have did that, shoulda, woulda, coulda," and then let's move on. Kumbaya.
Yeah, kind of like a PR stunt. Okay, this was a bad apple. We'll get rid of him.
Yeah.
But don't pay attention when this happens again next week and the week after and the week after. And I get that there is a desire for justice, but it's going to take a while. The Lilies is there. That doesn't happen next week, next month, 2 months. That is months away. So the Lilies is months and winter. So don't expect it anytime soon, but there's a strong desire for justice.
Yeah, I get victory on justice, but again, there's a lot of manipulations going on in the government over this. It's a strong case. I mean, it's cut and dry. You can see it on camera. And the fact that, his family has been burdened by him getting away with stuff in the past. It wouldn't surprise me if he tries to pay for a pardon or get somebody to pay for a pardon. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So eventually he's going to hit a wall. Tulsi Gabbard's brother,
Oh, Lord.
Batardi is his last name, tried to kidnap a lot of young people using candy. And now they're trying to cover it all up, saying it's a mental health issue. It's like, no, he's a pedophile. So, because what were some of the other crazy things he done, Johnny? That
he said he was producing an album. He changed his name to Jim Morrison Jr. and he put out tweets about him doing shows that he's not doing any shows. He's not putting out any albums. His name's not Jim Morrison. So he's got this whole other thing going on in his brain that's not going on in reality. And apparently this is like incident after incident after incident of displaying his mental illness, basically.
So is he, does he have a mental illness, or is this a cover-up for his pedophilia? Does he have a mental illness?
Because mind you, mentally ill people can be mentally ill and not want to abuse children at the same time.
Thank you.
He's literally tried to bribe them with bubble gum, like the whole white van bubble gum scenario. That was
Take him
trying
back
get
to
them
his
to the
hotel.
hotel room.
He's in Hawaii, trying to get him to go to a hotel with him in Hawaii.
I'm tired of this. Mental illness is stigmatized enough. Don't use it as an excuse for extremely abhorrent behavior. Don't. Because there's enough stigma as it is. You know? I think they're trying to cover it up.
Mhm.
There's the man. There's a lot of heat on him. There's the cover up.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's your. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They've known about him for a long time in secret. The stuff that he does that's sexual. It's like it's not a mental illness. It's something he's been doing a long time. They're trying to say he's crazy. It's a cover up. What you getting, Johnny?
I was trying to check if I have got all the nights except for one, but the moon card, there would be something akin to mental illness, but this is, I need like the Hermit or the Nine of Swords to say just the brain, because this could be lunacy of some kind if I just pulled one card. But in this, I also get the Sun. So we see what it is. I think this is a cover up. They're trying to hide something, whatever this is, the emerging truth. There's the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. The part, because he can still, I'm flashing. Did I freeze? Am I here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're here. You're here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The part about luring people, luring young people, luring children, that's not the first. This has happened before. And so that's why I'm going to go with cover up, because this in particular instance has happened before.
What I'm not understanding.
They knew it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is he so?
For siblings and all that.
Why is he so important that they've been covering for him for this long? He's not a public figure. Nobody knew who he was until this story came out.
Because
He has no
Tulsi's got enough
Black sheep of the
connections.
family, you know.
Yeah, Tulsi's got
I-
enough connections. She can try to cover it up. So, speaking of trying to hide things, Susan Collins secured millions of dollars in contracts for her husband while in office.
Oh, color me surprised. Color me surprised.
Is she gonna win her? Is she gonna win her election?
Troy Jackson, that's the other guy, something like that.
I forget who's running now against her.
Oh, somebody in the chat is saying that Tulsi Gabbard's brother or their dad is a state representative. Now it
Yes.
Okay, now it makes sense.
Susan Collins going to win her election.
Do one card, yes or no? Yes.
Corruption on the bottom.
Unless she dies and then her husband can take her place, I guess.
Listen, I am not covering for this man. I think somebody needs to do some very serious investigative reporting. If you want, go to Kyle Kalinski's channel, Secular Talk. He has broken this down. His wife, Crystal Ball, has also looked into this thoroughly. You cannot convince me that all the allegations against Graham Plattner were bullshit to get him out of the race, because she was in trouble. She was in serious, serious, serious trouble. based on those cards, yeah, because there was a change. There was a person here that was trusted, there was a change, and now she has luck.
Yeah, I get she'll win too. Something's done in secret though, because that helped her to win. Because I have the high priestess here, like something they did in secret to help her win. Cash Patel and his girlfriend, Alexis Wilkins. They were going to fly to Chicago for an event she was performing at in a parking lot. But Cash got called back to the White House because he was starting to get a lot of heat for spending all this money on plane trips, government planes taking his girlfriend around to perform. He got called back to the White House. Why? He had to cancel, and she had to cancel her appearance because she couldn't get a flight. And this was in the midst of Trump starting bombs again. For entertainment purposes only, YouTube.
I thought Iran was decimated. Why are we bombing a decimated country? I thought the war was over.
I thought we had an agreement 20 times. Why was he called back to the White House?
He's got to hold information. The Four of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. Something he doesn't want to do, though. But he has to hold the information. You got to be secretive about it. Maybe it's about Lindsay or whoever. But there's the Three of Cups and the Ten of Cups, too. Or in connection with Lindsay. Something like that. But it's to move a narrative. To push some sort of narrative forward. Six of Swords.
And to move some evidence.
Yeah, there's something in the world too. This is not just here. This is like a scheme of some sort that it may be done on a world stage.
Cover up too, isn't it?
Moving something around, moving stuff around, moving people around, moving something, but it's top secret. Keep the information to yourself. Four of Cups, Four of Pentacles. But moving things and then some sort of domestic cover-up or not cover-up, but well, we can call it a cover-up, but more like get our story straight type of thing.
He can't keep his story straight, though.
No, he can't keep his eyes straight. He can keep his
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah, moving evidence and lie about it, and then he messes it all up. So whatever he got called back for, we'll probably hear about eventually. What you getting, Becca? Uh-oh.
There is a young person that was going to talk about abuse, and a woman that traveled. So I think this is perhaps one of the main witnesses on the Epstein case, because that is a child abuse, travel, and this person was going to talk.
A couple of them talked at the hearings last weekend for
Well,
Blanche.
that's double or two. Traditionally, this is an older pair, but it's a card that means two as well as the crossroads. So there's that. And I would not be surprised if he also got an earful right here, criticism for traveling with a woman. Like, how dare you be gone when we have this situation going on, blah, blah, blah. So that's both ways to read it, because there's a pair of women or one child or whatever that was going to talk about being abused and sent somewhere, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So, and then how dare you go and do this with your girlfriend while this is going on? Like, we need you here, like, what? You know what I mean? So, um, that.
Okay, I got two more questions. Trump booed at FIFA. Is he so demented now that, like, does he realize they're booing him? Is he even aware they're booing him? Or did he think they were booing Jennifer Hudson?
Somebody may have told him that because there's a woman there, but no, he is aware it is him. Emotional response. He is aware. Someone I think may have told him, no, it was for her because she didn't do a very good job or something. Nobody likes you, sir.
There's nothing that makes my heart happier than to see that smirk fall off his face when people boo him in freaking stadiums. That just fills me with so much joy.
I get the voice of Carrie's mom in the Stephen King movie. They're all going to laugh at you.
Yeah.
I get that he is convinced that it was for the singer. The results were painful. Birds, somebody that was singing like Bird.
I think he's stupid enough to believe what anybody told him. Like somebody told him, like rest easy, it's not for you. But I think the internet, is who's praising Jennifer Hudson's performance, takes that away from him. Takes that away from someone telling him, "Oh no, they're booing her." And I think now he realizes things changed, and he now realizes they were trying to burden him. So I get now he is aware, but it took him seeing it on the internet, like people say, "Oh no, they're booing you, dude."
There's nothing that makes me happier.
I need him to have, and it's not going to happen, I suppose, because he can't let people that close, but I need him to have a moment like Marjorie Taylor Greene had in New York, where they all gathered around and told her how much we don't appreciate you being here. I need him to have that in all 50 states.
And you know what I find hilarious about that woman? How desperately she's trying to backpedal. And just to your point, Johnny, I'm old enough to remember when she went to New York during Trump's first term to go be a bootlicker and do that performance. And she was all ass and elbows running out of that New York. And now I can't.
Back when Todd Blanche was his personal attorney.
Mm-hmm. And now she's the biggest hater ever. It's like, that ain't gonna help the case none, honey. But go ahead.
Final question. Lindsey Graham, is he haunting anyone?
The sales girl at the Maybelline counter, maybe, but my displays keep moving. I know.
Anybody on Grindr? Ooh, I just heard Madison Cawthorn. He didn't like when Madison brought out the parties. He didn't like that at all.
Him and the entire Republican Party were so quick to boot that boy out. To boot him out. While they're working overtime to cover up pedophiles.
He's visiting someone.
His boyfriend.
I'm going to call it a lover. There's the Knight of Cups, which is wit and charm and romance and things like that. There's the Empress, and then the Six of Wands. This person has like a gym or following about fitness type of thing. That's a younger person. And he's around them for whatever reason.
Listen, I'm going to be a whole lot more petty than you, Johnny. He's suffering over a work friend. Suffering over a work friend, meaning Mitch McConnell. Okay. So
He was known to be linked to Mitch when Mitch was married the first time, before Elaine Chow came on, when he was young.
that was Mitch was in a lavender marriage, and him and Lindsay were ladybugging it all day long. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I guarantee you, Lindsay was taking advantage of the connections that Mitch had. Manipulations from spirit. He's helping someone to heal. Helping them to transition. You know what? He might try to pull the plug on somebody.
I hope. Listen, I know that you say that when people go into the afterlife, they're healed. No, dude, be a petty bitch and unplug Donald Trump. Do you see how dirty he did you? You see how
Unplug Mitch. Unplug Mitch.
You see how dirty he did you after you died. He had 2 things to say and then moved along.
Moved right along.
Do it, Lindsay. Do it. Do it.
I'm gonna change Barry's name to Lindsay now.
Yeah.
Go, Lindsay, go.
Yeah.
We can give him multiple names like Billy Bob, Mark Wayne Mullins. We can have a Barry Lindsay.
I can't believe it.
Blood
Maybe Lindsay can help Barry. How about that?
Mhm.
Help Barry along. They can be buddies. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Can we ask how he's doing in the afterlife?
Yeah.
How is he? Like, is he looking down, going, "God damn it! I should have had more. I should have had more booze."
I think he's looking up.
Looking
Yeah.
up? Is he
Yeah.
looking down? He's stuck.
Where's Lindsay, little ladybug? How you doing in the afterlife, buddy?
There's a lot of, I don't want to use the word review, but I'll use it just to make it simple. But like a lot of regretful thinking, I guess you can call it. There's something around, of course, losing your integrity, losing the foundation that you were supposed to have stood on. His health was not the best, but it wasn't that bad, is what I heard too. So keep that in mind.
Barry Graham. Barry Graham.
there's a celebration too that he's rejoicing, I guess, in his sister's delight, I guess. But there is also something wrong within the family structure there, especially sibling related. So he thinks that this may be some sort of setup for his sister, or his sister may be in some sort of danger because of they opened the door and she walked in, but she didn't know what she walked into. And so
we should look at her a little bit.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
I guess that he's a little bit confused, like, what the hell? How did I get here? And then the result, something written that a woman here, which I'm assuming is a sister, went ahead and signed on to a business contract. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting he's confused, and it's going to take time for him to adjust to not being in a human body. But I have the female on the bottom there, so we got to look at her. And he's being pushed in a certain direction. He's blocked from hooking up with someone he wanted to hook up with on the other side, that he wanted to transition and hook up with. If that's, it's a love interest. If that's Mitch, somebody who's also already gone, he can't connect with Mitch yet. Because they got him in life support. Let's look at Lindsay's.
What are we looking at?
Sister.
Specifically,
Lindsay's, is she? What do they expect from her?
Okay.
Let's ask it that way. What do they expect from her. Darlene, thank you. I forgot her name. Darlene.
They expect for her to keep the business quiet. Keep the transactions, the money, all of it, keep it quiet. And lie for this man permanently. That's your job. There's a lot of stuff going on here in regards to money that is shady AF, and it's going to continue. They want her to keep that under wraps. So this right here, the fish has to do with money, but as things, you're looking at rivers, you're looking at lakes, pools. Okay, there's a business deal here around the pool that everybody knows about. Keep your mouth shut, lie for this man, because that's the goal. But there's a bunch of business deals that he's involved with. Her job, what they expect from her, do not betray him, and you lie for him, and you keep this under wraps. So basically, you have to be okay, look the other way as he continues to enrich himself and loot the treasury and the American people. And from the looks of it, she's okay with it. So
I even get like change some of the funding. Like, Lindsay wanted to keep funding Ukraine. Pressure put on her to change funding things, align with them. Don't break from the Republicans. Like, fall in line. And watch out for whatever the White House says.
That's what I get. There is loyalty too. Just make sure you remain loyal. But there is a foreign leader connected with Donald Trump that information was going to come out there, because there's your clarity and truth, and then the tower is like Sutton. But your sibling had a lot of information that they wanted that for whatever reason he was sitting on, or he had stored, or something like that. So she may have access to that type of thing. There's also, like with the Ukraine, there's a foreign leader that they're also attacking. And so there's that too. But remain loyal and reveal whatever it was that he had, because there's a foreign leader who has an interest in that information.
Hey, babe.
Well,
And here it goes to show you again, don't live your life in a way that people wish you dead. Lindsey Graham clocked out, nobody gave a shit. Just nothing.
Barry Graham, you got one person to focus on. Do your job.
The Grim Reaper, man, I don't know if that homeboy is drunk on drugs or what. It's like you have one job, damn it. One job. You keep getting everybody else but the one guy. Like, why?
Yeah, you're
Why?
circling the wagons. Come on.
You're teasing us now, man. Come on.
Well, next week, Petty Boots will be back on Becca's channel, House of Lenormand. For those who aren't subscribed to her, get over there and subscribe so you can chat in the chat with us. I'll repeat again from the beginning. If you'd like a reading with Jen Lynn Tarot, go to jenlyntarot.com to book a reading. 2 N's in Jen, 2 N's in Lynn. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we will see you next Sunday. We're always at 8 Eastern, 7 Central Time every Sunday night for the last 6-7 years, or however long we've been doing this. So join us and check out your time difference if you're in Mountain Time or otherwise. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
And thanks for all the super chats.